Hey YouTube, it's Erica, also known as Mocha Mama on Fire, and welcome to my channel. On my channel, I talk about my path to financial independence, my life as a mom, raising a child with autism, and overall family travel and fun that we have in our family. So in this vlog, it's actually been a long time since I did a mama vlog. So I just wanted to come to you, talk to you straight. I'm wearing my mini hat shirt. I'm a wife, I'm a mom, and I'm a boss. Really just to chat with you, my fellow, if you're a coaster or you are an autism mom like me, whoever brought you to my channel, welcome and thank you for being here. I appreciate your subscribing. I'm now up to 56 subscribers, and to me that's a big celebration. I crossed over 50 about last week. So now we have 50 on my journey. Let's get to 100 and on to 1,000. I appreciate you guys spreading the word and helping me get monetized, as we all want to have multiple streams of income, don't we? That is the game. That is the game plan we all are aiming for. But this vlog really is going to be about my Memorial Day weekend. My weekend of family travel. And I'm going to splice in some pictures of my trip. We took a trip down to South Florida to visit some families where I'm originally from. And then we also stayed on the beach, like within feet of the beach. Like we were able to walk out of our hotel right onto the beach. It was a very nice experience. I absolutely love that, and definitely am a beach baby. And so it was nice to feel the sand, smell the salt water and the breeze that comes in that kind of cleanses you in many ways. And let's get me ready for this next month. We're going into June. We now are June 1st. This is the last month of quarter 2. And as you saw in my previous video in regards to my net worth journey, I intend to chronicle it every quarter. So June marks the last month in the second quarter. So I'm excited to end this quarter strong when it comes to, of course, income raising, paying down debt, and of course saving and investing towards my goal of financial independence. But that's for another video. This one we're talking about fun things that we did for our trip for Memorial Day. And also to kind of talk through some of the things I experienced this time with autism with my son. As you may experience with your own child, it seems like they blossom, they change every day. It's definitely not the same. And even though many people say that autism children thrive within a structure, and I believe that is true for some, depending on how the parent begins to structure their family. For me, I'm very much so a free spirit in some respects. So I don't go on a full calendar when it comes to how my son's life is. Because I believe life is just so unexpected that you have to be able to take the twists and turns that may come in your day. So I'm not one that keeps him to a set schedule. I want him to be comfortable, able to thrive within uncertainty, if you will. But definitely when it comes to my business, mommy is a boss, and I am very structured in that way, so I definitely write things out and I follow a strict plan. But when it comes to parenting, I'm much more of somewhat of a free range, not full free range, but definitely more lenient when it comes to how we structure his day. So typically he goes with the flow when it comes with our traveling and such. And now that he's thankfully potty trained, right, it's the biggest thing that we can always celebrate. We still, even though it was like a 5-hour trip we were taking, we still decided to put him in the pull-ups just in case he falls asleep and something may happen. But I'm proud to report we had a fully dry trip all the way down and on the way back. So he's able to communicate with us until he has to potty. So during our trip, he would say, "I have to potty." We go and we'll take him on, and he'll go and do his business. We get on back, and we're back on the road. So that has been a great experience, because the last time we did a trip was probably about a year or so ago, I guess, as far as driving down. We have him in pull-ups again, and he actually did use it along the way. So it was great to see that growth in him to communicate with us, to say, "Hey, I need to potty." We go, he's able to hold it. We're like, "Can you please hold it as we get to the next stop?" He's able to do it, and we go, and he's proud of himself. He's like, "Yay, I made it," So those things just makes us so proud of him, totally along the way. And we definitely thank God for Amazon and that fire for kids, because that kept him totally entertained the whole way. and mommy made a mistake. I forgot to bring headphones. And some of you all fellow awesome moms and dads know headphones definitely help with our children to help them keep some of their sensory things intact, I guess, and say, so they're able to focus in on what they want to focus in and drown out what's around them. So we forgot his good headphones, but thankfully he was able to still somewhat navigate without having it. And we had to kind of fight with him a couple of times to get the volume down as we were going to places, but that is definitely a comfort for him. He's learning so much from all the apps on that tablet, so it's definitely a need and necessity. But pro tip, always have those headphones, and I mean the kind of headphones that are, wrap around, that cover the full ear, that has that kind of good surround sound. I believe that blocks out the outside air or outside noise. That helps a lot. So pro tip for parents traveling with their kids with autism, make sure you have your headphones. It does help. One thing that new that happened on this trip was that we actually went inside of a store. And I know because you want to expose them, you want them to be comfortable in being in stores with other people. And for me, I usually want to have help. I don't like going to the stores by myself. I think my sister with me, my husband with me, my aunt with me this time, just to make sure that it's just not just me. So that way, thankfully he's able to still fit in the cart. He's a very tall 4.5, 5-year-old, but thankfully he's still able to fit into the cart, and I can snap him in. So that keeps him confined, so I don't have to worry about him just running throughout the store. But it's more so of just everything else that goes along with it. I want to keep him somewhat entertained but contained, so I like going with someone with me. Well, in this store, my son is absolutely in love with trains. And when I say in love with trains, I mean borderline obsessive with trains, right? Like all he talks about is Amtrak and just trains. Thomas, right? Thomas is the best. Chuggington, train, you name it, he loves it, right? And one of his trains that he loves is Polar Express. And so we were going through, it's kind of like a thrift shop, I guess, somewhat. And they had this really big Polar Express train set sitting up high in the corner that he just happened to catch his eye. And so then he was fixated on that Polar Express, right? So he was like, Mommy, Polar Express, Polar Express, Polar Express. And I didn't want to purchase it for him. He already has a Polar Express set in the house. So I was like, no, you have one at home. I know we're away from home. But, no Polar Express this time, okay? And so he was going on over and over this, like, Polar Express, Polar Express. And as he was saying it, he was getting more and more upset and starting to get, starting to cry and just get overall just visibly distraught in regards to this Polar Express, right? So as we were walking out the store, okay, we got to get out this cart. We got to try to get him into the car. And while he's having this, now it's becoming almost a meltdown in regards to this Polar Express toy set. And so I get him out the cart. And as you know also too, which is with autism, somehow they have the speed of whatever, that they're able to they can zip and run very quick if you don't have some fast reflexes to grab. And thankfully, he was getting ready to run back into the store, and I grabbed his shirt real quick before he could actually go. And he was on his way out. The body was he was out. He was going to get that Polar Express. So I'm like, no, you don't need this Polar Express. And I'm trying to calm him down. I'm rubbing his back, all those things. That I think that are good coping ways to help him just work through that he's not going to get this set today, And so we got him into the car, and he was still having his, his meltdown of, his Polar Express. Like, Mommy, I want Polar Express. And this is going on and on, right? And so, and usually it's like a 10-minute thing. I'm able to divert his attention from what he initially wanted. So, I gave him back his tablet, which he prizes. So he's still like, well, let's look at Polar Express on your tablet. Like, I'm just trying to get him off of that. But he was still very much so stuck on the toy, on the Polar Express. And so we get back to my aunt's home. He's still on it. But he's just on this uncontrollable, just crying. It's really just melting down, just having like all of those kind of reactions. You're just like, oh my goodness. So I was trying to calm him down and bring him down. But I have to say, it was the first time where I seen him have a meltdown that lasted for a good about 15, 20 minutes in regards to him not being able to receive a toy. Thankfully, we have been able to somewhat divert his meltdowns over the past, where it's maybe it's a 5-minute experience. He's switched his gears. He's on to something else. So I was just curious, so from other awesome moms out there who have children who have, meltdowns periodically or whatever else, what are some of the things that you do for your kids? Like, how are you able to manage that? How are you able to change their focus so that they are not still stuck on that thing that they wanted? Even like food and Oreos, like different things that I know that he loves, wasn't able to kind of shift him out of that sadness that he was experiencing, I guess, because he couldn't have that set. So that was a question I really had, and the story I wanted to share with you all, my fellow awesome community out there who have children with autism, of course, that experience these kinds of meltdowns. I always read in my mom blog, which I appreciate, on Facebook and so many other communities, about their children's meltdowns and their experiences, and also people around you, right? I mean, that also factors in how we can respond too, because it's like people are looking at you like, what's wrong with you? You can't control your child, or family members are saying like, you just need to do something with him. Like, why is he like this? Like, he should not be doing this. And you have to explain, be the advocate for your child, right? On every front. Typically among strangers, family members, medical professionals. We are their advocate, we are their voice, and we have to try to interpret whatever their feelings they're experiencing. That's our role as a mom in these instances, for no matter what your child's abilities may be. You should always be their advocate and try to be in tune with their feelings to know what they're trying to communicate to you. So that was one great learning experience during this weekend that I had with my son. Another one too, surprisingly, is that because, like I said, I'm more of like a free-form mom, so I don't want him to be stuck to a schedule. And I want him to be comfortable being outside of his home and usual environment. So going to the resort that we stayed at for the weekend, I was surprised that almost when he first got there, he was like, I want to go home. Like, I want to go home. I want to go home. He didn't want to do anything. I'm like, let's go to the beach. He's like, no, thanks. And I just love that he is very much so like respectful in that way. He's like, no thanks. The way he says no thanks is the cutest thing, right? But he'll say no thanks to everything, right? He doesn't want to try different foods. He doesn't want to try, he likes certain outfits sometimes. He has certain shoes. Certain drinks, whatever else. So he'll tell you no thanks in a heartbeat before, like, you really have to go. Come on, let's do this. Let's try this. So that's what I've been coaching him with in regards to like being able to experience things. And so for us, it's important to have him learn how to swim. And actually, this coming Saturday, he's going to be starting swimming lessons so that we can become comfortable with being in the water in the pool. But we really want him to experience it, going to the beach and experiencing the water. So my surprise, because compared to how it was, say, last summer even, we took him to the beach, he was excited to go in the water with me or his dad, to really just experience the swimming. We had his little like life vest on, just in case anything happens, right? Because he was not able to swim just yet. But this time, he just hollered and screamed like he did not want to be in that water. He did not want to touch that water. He was like, no thanks, no thanks, no thanks, screaming, hollering, all those things at the beach, which was really a surprising thing because typically, last year, he enjoyed being at the beach with us. He enjoyed being in the water. He definitely likes playing in the sand. That probably goes to that tactical thing and feeling like sand therapy. But surprisingly, the beach, the water experience was not as I had hoped it would be for him. It really did stress him out visibly. And we weren't able to keep him in the water out long, and which in turn, we were able to stay at the beach long. One thing you can't tell in pictures, right? In pictures he looks happy and smiling and all those things, but when we were actually in the water, he seemed very much like he was like distressed. So one thing we're going to be working on is getting him comfortable with outside water, in the pool, and on the beach. So that's going to be like our summer assignment as parents, is to really get him comfortable with that. Again, I would love your tips out there too of how you got your child comfortable with water. I've seen stories where they say sometimes children with autism who wander, particularly, they are drawn to water even more so, and why you hear they have higher rates of drowning, unfortunately. So I was surprised to see that he was so opposite of that in that sense. He was very much so adverse to water. He did not want to go in. Like we tried the pool later on at the resort. He was doing his nice proper no thanks. He stayed far away while I got in the water. Like we would get in the water separately, me and my husband, because we weren't able to get in all together at 3 because he would just have a semi meltdown or scream and have a fit. in regards to being in the water. So we were not able to do it like we wanted to in that respect this trip. But it's great because it had us learn and see in him what he may needs working on and what we can probably get some assistance with through ABA and his other therapists and his treatment plan to help him get more acclimated to that. Because definitely in our life, we are a beach family, we are water people, so but he's going to experience more in that and just get more exposure to that. Is the game and the hope, well, the aim and the hope. And I'll keep you all posted on that journey as we take him through that. And actually what I will start to do is I'll record him too as we do some of the swim lessons, so you can see what we're experiencing. Maybe you're seeing it within your child as well, and we can talk strategies in regards to that. So that'll be great. And lastly, in this vlog, I want to keep it somewhat short. I want to really gain some information from you parents out there in regards to your family plans for the summer. What are some of the things that your kids were or have been adverse to when it came to activities outside and all those things? I look forward to learning more from you as you learn from me along my journey as well. So be blessed. Enjoy my photos. Again, put comments in there on your experience parenting your child with autism. Again, I want to hear what were some of the things that they were adverse to as when it came to outside play or travel. How were they behavior when it came to road trips, flying, all those things I want to know. Those kind of topics I'm going to be talking about. And then also look out, I'm going to be having a chat soon with the mom who is a travel expert for families with autism, and she is an awesome mom as well. So that will be live on my Facebook channel. It's going to be on Instagram as well. And then of course once that's done, I'm going to post the recording on YouTube. So look out for it. Besides that, be blessed. I look forward to talking to you soon in a future mommy vlog. And have a wonderful June, and look forward to sharing my results of my net worth in July. Be blessed. Bye.